Welcome to Ploughman's Backyard. My name is Kendra, and today we're going to be talking about tooth pain. Now, if you're like me and have experienced tooth pain, you know that it can be absolute agony at times. Recently, I've went through a few different teeth pain, just dealing with a tooth up here that was absolutely painful to the point where I couldn't get any sleep. I couldn't get relief from the pain. And about a week ago, I had another tooth that was severely in a lot of pain. I couldn't sleep. I was actually taking ibuprofen, and then I switched over to Tylenol, and nothing would take the pain away. It was unbearable. Like, I would just hold my mouth and just wonder when I could be done with the pain. Now, if you have a toothache, typically if you have a toothache more than 1 to 2 days, you should really be seen by a dentist. But there are times when we can't get in right away. So what happened with me was I had a toothache and it happened over the weekend. So I waited till the Monday and the tooth was just in so much pain. He took me in on the Tuesday. So I went about 4 days with just absolute agony with the tooth pain. And then when I seen him, he wasn't 100% sure that it was that tooth that was affected. He thought it was referred pain from another tooth. So he wanted me to wait a little longer. And I still, when I come home, I still was on increased Tylenol at the time, and I still had trouble sleeping at night. So I ended up going about a week and a half with just tooth pain. So I was looking for anything and everything to relieve that pain. So I'm just going to go over what I've done, what worked and what didn't work. So first I went to the Oragel, because that's typically what's recommended, but it's also full of chemicals, so you're not really wanting to use this that much. I can tell you that I was applying this about every 5 to 10 minutes with just only like 3 minutes of relief of pain. It did numb the area, but I had to keep applying it, and it says to only apply about 4 to 5 times a day, and I was doing it every 5 to 10 minutes. This is definitely not what I would recommend to use, and it didn't work overly that well. The other thing that you can do is try cold compresses or teas. Didn't really cut it for me. The other thing you can do is gargle or swish salt water, which will actually help to get rid of some of the bacteria that could be causing the pain. It's not going to cut it either. And another thing that you can actually do is, I was told by the dentist himself, because I use Sensodyne toothpaste because my teeth hurt so much at times. He's like, well, just put a little bit of Sensodyne on the tooth that's hurting and it'll help that pain. Didn't work either. So what can you do around the home, or what do you have around the home that could be that don't have chemicals and different things like that? Well, the next thing that was kind of recommended was clove oil. So clove oil, it actually can numb the area quite well, and you must use this and dilute it. So you don't want to apply the clove oil exactly like right to your gum or right to the tooth area. It needs to be diluted in a carrier oil. So you would put only just a couple of drops in about 1 to 2 tablespoons perhaps of a carrier oil, such as coconut oil, almond oil, or olive oil. And you would apply the mixture of your carrier oil and your clove oil to the area with a cotton swab or like a cotton ball, and you would leave it there. The only thing is, if you're doing that, you want to leave it sitting there about 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure that it works and numbs that area. But with clove oil, the only thing is that you can only apply it so many times a day. So you have to be careful with that. And there are side effects if you swallow this. There's some pretty bad side effects to this as well. So make sure you don't swallow it. It's not something that I go to. It's really good to have on hand if you need it. Just remember that it has to be mixed with a carrier oil. You cannot use this as at full strength. So this is not really what I'm recommending today, but this is an option if you're looking for something. But just remember, it does come with side effects. What I am recommending is something that I grow on my own property, and I have a ton of typically around the house, and that is garlic. The nice thing about garlic, it is good for like just helping with bacteria and things like that, which could be causing tooth pain. The other thing is, I know exactly what is in this. I grow it in my own garden, and there's typically no side effects. So there's different ways that you can take this. Some people say that they crush it and they chew it and eat it, and it helps with the tooth pain. The only problem with chewing it is there's also side effects. So it can actually hinder your blood sugar levels depending on if that's a problem for you. The other thing is it can actually really irritate the stomach. So it's not something that I would recommend, but you can do it. And you also want to make sure that you're not allergic to any of these things, which I'm showing you here, and you're not allergic to garlic if you're going to be trying this. The other thing I've seen is also people tend to make a paste with this, and they add a little bit of salt to it, and then they would have to have like a cotton swab, or you can use your finger and apply it directly to your tooth or your gum that's hurting. The only thing is I find that it'll just kind of like wash away with your saliva and your spit and whatnot. What I'm recommending, and what actually worked for me, I'm telling you, it is a blessing, because this actually did take my pain away to the point where I could function during the day. I'm not saying to use this at night. I'm not recommending you use this as you sleep, but during the day as you go about your business, this helped me a lot. So I'm going to show you. So there's two different sizes. So I wouldn't necessarily go with the larger size, but I'm just going with one of my little garlics out of the backyard garden. And all I'm doing is I just took a clove. Whoops. So I just took a clove of my own homegrown organic garlic, and I'm just going to peel it. And I only did this during the day. I'm not stressing that enough. I did not do this at night. You can choke on it. So do not do it during the night. But as I was doing daily chores or just, sitting and getting rest, all I did was I took the garlic and I cut off the end piece. Oh, I can smell it strong already. It's just like that. Simple, peeled, cut the little end off. It's got the tip. And so I was dealing with a tooth over here, and literally all I did was take this garlic just like this, and I stuck it right there, and I held it there. You can see I just held it there. I held it there, I want to say, for probably 5 hours one day, and it literally stopped any pain I was having. I'm just going to remove this because I don't need it in there, but I was just showing you for your sake. Now, I was afraid at first that I would have irritation or burning of the garlic on my gums. I didn't feel any of that. I never had anything left over after I took the garlic out, but I held it there. My maximum, I think, was about 5 to 6 hours. And I just held it there. I was doing dishes or, feeding the chickens or sitting down resting or reading a book. And I had instant relief that lasted the whole time that the garlic was there. Now, I'm not saying that this is just a miracle. You're not going to have toothache pain, but this is just to make those days that you have to wait before you can get to see your dentist a little bit more bearable. And then at night, I did had to return to using like a painkiller to help me sleep. But there were most nights I didn't get a lot of sleep. And because I had to wait for that week and a half before the doctor would, or the dentist would do anything with that tooth when he was absolutely sure it was that tooth, basically I went and I got it dealt with. I haven't had any pain or anything ever since, but if I did not have this piece of garlic, I was a wreck, and waiting for a week and a half was just unbearable. But I have used this twice, once with my upper tooth that was pretty much the same kind of situation, had to wait 4 or 5 days before I got in to see the dentist, and then again for this week and a half. And basically I just used that one piece of garlic for the day, threw it out the next day, had another piece of garlic and held it in there as long as I could. I didn't have anything wrapped. I just had my lip holding the garlic against the gum. Now, there were times that I had it just against the gum, and there were times that I had it like touching my tooth. You decide whatever works best for you, but I just wanted to share that with you because it's something that is not necessarily full of chemicals like this, and it's not something that you're going to have maybe a bad side effect if you swallow. But make sure, for one, you're not allergic to it, and I just wanted to let you know that these natural home remedies really do work.